I want to actually introduce you to something very magical that hopefully will be very beneficial to you for the rest of your life. What I'd like you to do is close your eyes. Again, put your hands over your heart like we do with heart breathing. Now, what I'd like you to do is use your imagination and bring yourself into a place of complete darkness. Ask your soul to take you to a place inside yourself, inside of your very being. So imagine that you yourself are a mansion. The mansion symbolically represents not only your body, but your being, your conscious and unconscious self. Ask your soul to take you to the room that is the darkest because you're the most unconscious about what is there. And so now I'm seeing myself in this very dark room. In fact, I can't even tell it's a room. It's just pitch black. Now I'm going to ask you to do something quite amazing and very real. I want you to hold the intention of your soul showing you what it is that's in this room, and each thing you see in the room will somehow symbolically represent what it is that you need to address in your Tarot 18 homework. While you're in the dark, open your heart and ask your soul to let the light of love shine into the darkness. You open your heart exactly like we do with our heart breathing exercise. And I'm now visualize your heart as a flashlight and just the more you open your heart, the brighter the light will get. You should be able to illuminate that entire room. If you are having a hard time, ask your soul to turn the light up from your heart. Now I'm seeing something that doesn't surprise me, but it's quite profound. Okay. Hopefully you've had a chance to look around the room. Now let's find out what you saw in the room. I will share first. As soon as I turned the heart light on, right next to me was a huge lion, and the lion symbolizes the ego. So my soul was saying, you still need to work on softening your ego, which, doesn't surprise me. It's a perpetual job for me, especially. Then I saw a sword laying on the ground, which represents mind. Let me ask real quick, sword, kiddo, what does a sword represent? My soul says the sword represents the need to give myself more time to not think. Then I saw a picture on the wall, a great big picture that was interestingly painted in oil, and I wondered what was on the picture, so I went closer. It was a picture of me and my mother standing together. And my mother is really the greatest gift and the greatest challenge in my life. She gave me life and love and a lot of her great skills and abilities, but she's also very, very detached from me and my family. And she's about to turn 80. So I know, she's coming to the end of her time. And so there's times when I kind of feel sad because no matter how much I attempt to connect to her, she's just not interested. Nor is she interested in my children, which is sad. So that's something I've been working on in myself, and I give her love every day in my morning prayers. And I tried to warn her about all the COVID crap, but she did the opposite of listening to me. I won't bore you with the story, but I worry about what all these vaccinations she's gotten have done to her because she got them all. And then I turned a little to the left and there was a beautiful snake coiled up on the ground. And I said to my soul, what does the snake represent? My soul said it represents your life force energy. And it's important for you to be more diligent about giving yourself rest when you're tired because you've been pushing yourself for so long. You need to use your mind less and find more time to just relax, which is something that's always been hard for me. As you probably are all aware, I'm a very driven human being. And I have a very strong sense of mission. And sometimes it's hard to put it down. But the exercise was I wanted to teach you that the heart's quite magical, that the heart actually can illuminate the darkness. And I've used it countless times in deep shamanic ceremonies where I found myself in some very wild and interesting and even very scary places, other dimensions with extraterrestrials, or oftentimes I felt beings around me, but I couldn't see them. So I used my heart to illuminate. And when you're in astral travel or in other dimensions, or anytime you need more illumination, even looking into your own challenges, if you bring your consciousness to your heart and hold the intention of looking with love to see the truth of what it is that you need to see, and ask your soul to help you interpret anything that arises that you don't understand, you will feel much safer. I wouldn't want to do the kind of deep shamanic journey work that I do without this skill, nor would I want to do a lot of astral travel and even active imagination, because if you're not mentally stable, some of these practices can take you into some very dark territory, which is always a reflection of yourself. As you all know, I've spent a lot of time doing a lot of inner work, and I've worked with a lot of different practices. So, I have a lot to share in Spirit Gym, but I can't obviously unload it all at once or it'd just be overwhelmed. So I take, I let my soul guide me. And so today's the day I wanted to teach you how to use your heart in this most magical, powerful way, because this skill can make a world of difference. The thing that I must say, though, which is the case with all the archetypes of tarot in all of our life, you will never let yourself see something that you're too afraid to actually look at. And this is why I created the term spiritual courage. You can turn your heart light on as bright as you want, but you will still not allow yourself to see what you're too afraid, unconscious, immature, insecure, to actually acknowledge within yourself, work with, and transform into something that gives you freedom. So one of the things that we have to complete what we're here working on in Tarot 18 is we really have to be brave enough to look deep into ourselves and not bullshit ourselves. And that's kind of, goes back to some of our homework on, finding the parts of you that you don't like.